Chapter 21 Departure. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Since his romance with Catherine, life has returned to normal. Originally, Yuan Changqing thought it would be good to just let nature take its course, but the plan could not keep up with the changes, so he cut through the mess quickly and took a direct approach. The final result was good. The three of them got up early the next morning, and after eating, they went to Tiando City and bought everything they needed to prepare. I booked a room in Catherine's hotel and just repaired and refreshed myself here. In the sunset forest, three figures appeared. These were Yuan Changqing and his party. Today they were going for Wang Yuyan's fourth soul ring, and the three of them were cautiously moving forward in the forest. The forest is dangerous, and you might encounter powerful spirit beasts and encounter danger. Therefore, many soul masters die at the mouth of soul beasts every year. Therefore, when looking for soul beasts, you must pay attention to some traces around them. There are also experiences summarized by predecessors. This is common sense that every soul master must master. Today they are going to look for fantasy spirit beasts, which can enhance the control of Wang Yuyan's Changling martial spirit. On the first day, they encountered a lot of spirit beasts, but they just didn't meet the spirit beast they were looking for, so the three of them started looking for a suitable place to spend the night. After finding a place, after some effort, we set up the tent and started preparing dinner. After dinner, Yuan Changqing made arrangements for tonight's vigil. Catherine, Yuyan, you two have some rest tonight. I'll stay awake for half the night, and you'll stay there for the rest of the night. Good. Good. The two said in unison. The forest is quiet at night, and occasionally the screams of soul beasts are heard from far away. Yuan Changqing is also watching the surrounding situation, preparing to attack at any time. In the middle of the night, they woke up and Yuan Changqing went to rest. Fortunately, there was no danger overnight, and the three of them set off again. After several days of searching, they finally found the soul beast they were looking for. The past few days have been tough for them, and one night they encountered a spirit beast attacking the camp. Fortunately, they were discovered early, otherwise they would definitely suffer casualties. This is a psychedelic fox. Please be careful not to fall into its illusion. You must concentrate. We'll catch it by surprise later and injure it first. Yuyan will quickly control it. Then Catherine and I will take action. After seeing the two of them getting ready. Do it. The fourth soul skill, Blade Storm. The third soul skill, Golden Claw Shadow. Yuan Changqing and Catherine's attacks arrived at the same time, seriously injuring the psychedelic fox. After all, it was just a 1,000-year soul beast. The first soul skill, Changling Wrapping. The second soul skill, Sword Light Cutting. Yuan Changqing didn't make any move after that, seeing that the psychedelic fox was about to die. Yuyan, hurry up and give it the final blow. When Wang Yuyan saw this, she quickly gave it a squeeze and killed it. The second soul skill, Changling Strikes. Then a purple soul ring was seen forming on the body of the psychedelic fox. This time the hunt for the soul beast was completed without using much force. Okay, Yuyan, please adjust your breath first and then absorb the soul ring. After adjusting her breath for a while, Wang Yuyan began to absorb the soul ring. Yuan Changqing and Catherine were on both sides of her, observing the surroundings. After all, if the soul ring is disturbed, it can lead to death at worst, or loss of skill at worst. This is the most dangerous moment. An hour later, Wang Yuyan finally completed the absorption of the soul ring and was promoted to the soul sect. How is Yuyan? Yuan Changqing asked quickly. Brother Changqing, Sister Catherine, I'm fine. I'm a level 41 soul sect now. How about soul skills? Catherine also asked. My fourth soul skill is the mystery of Changling. It forms many long silks to form a labyrinth of long silks. There is also red mist. As long as the fog is absorbed, hallucinations will occur. Well, that's right. If you're a person with weak mental strength and can't fly, then your soul skill is very powerful. And the maze can also trap people. This soul skill is a perfect match for you. Hey. Wang Yuyan was also happy and couldn't help but giggle. Okay, let's leave quickly to avoid attracting other spirit beasts later, Catherine said. Well, let's go, my two wives. Tiando Royal Academy. When Yuan Changqing and the others came back, it was already afternoon and they went back to school directly. They were very tired these past few days, so they had a hasty dinner and then went to rest. The next morning, after a night's rest, the three of them finally recovered and happily ate breakfast together. After dinner, everyone came to the living room and sat on the sofa. Yuan Changqing said, Catherine, when do you think it is appropriate for us to go to your house? I think it can be done anytime, even now. That won't work. I'd better prepare before going. It's your first time visiting, so you still have to buy gifts. Okay, wait until you're ready. Okay, then I will go to Tiando City for a few days. Do you want to come with me? After the two of them looked at each other, they looked at Yuan Changqing. We won't go with you, we will go by ourselves. Okay, then I'll go by myself, and you can make your own arrangements these days. In fact, Yuan Changqing also knew that Catherine was not without pursuers, including those nobles, and he also asked her about this. Catherine said that she didn't want to marry someone who didn't know the details, and those people who pursued her were only interested in her appearance. She knew very well the virtues of those nobles, so she had to find someone who knew the details. This was her confidence in her appearance. Fortunately, Catherine's strength is pretty good, otherwise with her beautiful appearance, I don't know what would have happened. This was also the reason why she went out to explore Douluo Continent a few years ago. After hearing this, Yuan Changqing felt that her decision was good. Going to Douluo Continent would also increase her experience and avoid the entanglement of those nobles. Moreover, you can also see the real side of this world, improve your own strength, and have the ability to protect yourself when you return. Yuan Changqing also wanted to go out and have a career in the past, but his strength did not allow it. Even now, when he is the sole king, he is still cautious. The early stage strength of the blue-silver grass martial spirit was indeed not very good, so he could only keep quiet. According to his estimation, he would have to wait until Soul Saint at least to show his strength. This would be better if they wouldn't encounter those powerful weapon souls and beast soul masters. However, there are advantages as well as disadvantages. Blue-silver grass has the longest vitality and the fastest recovery power among soul masters of the same level. Chapter 22. Come to the door. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. 5 days later, Yuan Changqing cleaned himself up and looked at himself in the mirror. Oh, still so handsome, so cool, my damn charm. This made the two people next to him laugh. It was the first time they saw Yuan Changqing's shameless look. Yuan Changqing acted as if he hadn't seen it and was still taking care of himself. Catherine, let's go. This is my first time going to your house, so I'd better go early. Okay, let's go. After the two said hello to Wang Yuyan, they headed towards Tiando City. Arriving in front of Catherine's house, Yuan Changqing still felt a little guilty, and his palms couldn't help but sweat. Catherine also felt something strange about him and tightened her hand. Why, you're scared? Why don't you come again next time? Catherine said provocatively. What are you afraid of? For you, I will go up the mountain of swords and the sea of fire without blinking an eye. I'm just nervous. Yuan Changqing said forcefully, then regained his composure, and mustered up the courage to speak again. Come on, this happens sooner or later. I still don't believe this is a dragon's pond and a tiger's den, and it can still eat me. Ha ha ha, okay, let's go then. Bang bang bang. Mom and Dad, I'm back, and I've brought your future son-in-law back. She said loudly to the inside before she saw Catherine's parents. There was a creaking sound as the door opened, and a beautiful woman appeared in front of the two of them. It seems that this person must be Catherine's mother, who looks very much like her. You know you're coming back. I've been on vacation for so many days and I can't see you. Mom, you see, I'm looking for a son-in-law for you, lest you say I can't get married. Catherine added, Mom, this is Yuan Changqing. I was a colleague at school, and now he is my boyfriend. Hello, Aunt, I'm Yuan Changqing, sorry to bother you. As he spoke, he handed over the gift he had brought. Hello, Xiao Yuan, come in quickly. Come as soon as you come. Do you have any gifts? Catherine's mother pulled Yuan Changqing into her home with a smile on her face. Then, the three of them walked into the living room, where Catherine's family members were all present. Master, Catherine has brought her boyfriend back. Hello, uncle, I am Yuan Changqing, and I am Catherine's boyfriend. Hello, sit down wherever you want, treat it as your own home, you're welcome. Catherine introduced the others one by one, and both parties greeted each other. This is my brother and sister-in-law, and their 2 children. Hello, brother, hello, sister-in-law, hello kids. As he said this, he took out the candy he had with him and distributed it to the 2 children. After getting to know each other, everyone started the common scenario of checking household registration. Catherine's mother said, Xiao Yuan, where are you from? Auntie, I am from Soto City, Barak Kingdom. Then when did you come to Qindo City? I came here the year before last, and it's been almost 3 years now. Who is at home? Asked here. Catherine quickly came out and said. Mom, why are you asking so many questions? Check your household registration. I'm not doing it for your own good. Everyone can rest assured if I ask clearly. Then he turned to Yuan Changqing and said, Xiao Yuan, don't worry too much. Yuan Changqing took Catherine's hand and said to everyone. Auntie, it's okay. I didn't think too much about it. I know you did it for Catherine's good. Then he said, Uncle and Aunt, Catherine and I are colleagues at school, and we are also work partners. After being in contact with each other for a long time, we developed a good impression and developed into a relationship between boyfriend and girlfriend. My hometown is in a rural area. I have grandparents, parents, aunts, younger brothers and sisters at home. To be honest, I am actually married and have 1 child. However, I fell in love with Catherine after I met her, and I hope you can agree that we can be together. Yuan Changqing told his true situation. What, you're married, so you're still pestering our Catherine? Get out, you are not welcome in my home, take away what you brought. When Catherine's family heard about Yuan Changqing's situation, they directly objected. Seeing Yuan Changqing's confused look, Catherine quickly stood up. Mom and Dad, listen to me first. In fact, the real situation between us is this. I only found out this year that he was married, but when I found out, I realized that I had already fallen in love with him. I wanted to forget him at first, but I just couldn't forget him. His image was all over my mind. In the end, I realized that I couldn't forget him, and I accepted my fate. Anyway, there were more people with 3 wives and 4 concubines in Douluo Continent, so I started to pursue him, and we established a relationship. Also, Yuan Changqing's wife doesn't mind my presence. After Catherine finished speaking, her family members were speechless for a while. She felt that her daughter was chasing after someone. Even if you want to find a boyfriend, you can't find someone who has been married. You won't be able to find one. Catherine's mother was still unwilling to give in. Mom, what you said is good. It's not like you don't know the virtues of those people you introduced to me before. I want to find someone I like who knows the details. Besides, Mom, I will live my own life from now on. Yuan Changqing also hurriedly said, Uncle and Aunt, please rest assured that I really like Catherine and I will love and protect her for the rest of my life. With Yuan Changqing's assurance and Catherine's help, the 2 of them finally passed this test, and Catherine's family reluctantly agreed for them to be together. Catherine's father said, Xiao Yuan, you are now a teacher in school, you should be pretty good. Yuan Changqing also knew that he was asking about his strength. Uncle, I am now a level 57 attack soul king. After 2 martial soul evolutions, Yuan Changqing's blue-silver grass martial soul is already an advanced martial soul, blue-silver marquis. It has been 2.5 years since I came to Qindo City from home. With my own cultivation method Changchun Ju, I can upgrade to an average of 2 levels every year. That's not bad. Are there any soul masters besides you in your family? Catherine's father asked again. Yes, everyone in my family is a soul master, but they are not very strong. Only my little uncle is the strongest. He is already the sole emperor. They didn't expect that a family from a rural area was filled with soul masters. After hearing that the family was not high, they thought it might be the same as their family, so they didn't ask any more questions. In the world of soul masters, it is taboo to pry into the secrets of soul masters, so Catherine's father would stop there. Yuan Changqing didn't say much, but this time he came over and finally solved the problem between him and Catherine. The process was tortuous, but the result was satisfactory. After lunch and sitting at Catherine's house for a while, Yuan Changqing said goodbye and went back to school. When Catherine sent him off, she said she would stay at home today. She might have something to ask her at home, and she also said she would go find him tomorrow. Chapter 23 Going Home. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Yuan Changqing returned to the school dormitory and saw Wang Yuyan studying. Yuyan, I'm back. Ah, Brother Changqing, Sister Catherine hasn't come back yet. How are your affairs going? It goes without saying that if your husband takes action, nothing can't be done. Of course, Yuan Changqing couldn't talk about the dilemma he encountered at Catherine's house. Oh. Really? Why don't I believe it when you say that? What about that, Yuyan? You just need to know that the matter between me and your sister Catherine is done, and don't pay too much attention to other details. Huh, so that's it, ha ha ha. That's it. Okay, don't laugh. If you laugh again, you will burst into tears. Your sister Catherine will not come back until tomorrow. The next morning, Catherine returned to school and went directly to Yuan Changqing's house. As soon as he came up, he hugged Wang Yuyan and kept thanking her. Sister Yuyan, thank you for accepting me. We will be sisters from now on. Well, Sister Catherine, from now on we will keep an eye on this big pervert like him. Ha ha ha, Yuyan, you don't know, the way he looked at my house yesterday is so funny just thinking about it. Hey, Sister Catherine, tell me quickly. Then the two of them ignored Yuan Changqing who was standing nearby, and Catherine talked about his embarrassment yesterday with great joy. After Wang Yuyan finished listening, she still felt unfinished. Sister Catherine, Brother Changqing and I grew up together, and I have never seen him look embarrassed, hee hee. Seeing the two people still talking there, Yuan Changqing had to stand up and stop them. That's enough. If you want to see my jokes, you have to stop in moderation. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. They smiled even more. After playing around for a while, they stopped, and then Yuan Changqing asked Catherine. Catherine, it's holiday now, what are your plans? Brother Changqing, what about you? Since Catherine was a few years older than Yuan Changqing and Wang Yuyan, she began to call him Changqing's younger brother after establishing their relationship. Catherine, you also know that Yuyan and I have a child. We haven't seen him for a year, so it's a holiday now, so I'm going to go back to my hometown to see him. Wang Yuyan also said, yes, Sister Catherine, I miss the child. You should also go back with us and meet your future parents-in-law by the way, hee hee. Okay, I'll go back with you during the holiday. Okay, we'll set off in a few days. We'll go to Qiando City to buy some gifts and then go back. Catherine said, yes, it's my first time there and I have to buy some gifts, otherwise it would be rude. Okay, just buy whatever you want. It's the biggest gift if you go. Yuan Changqing didn't persuade her not to buy it. He probably tried to persuade her in vain, so he just let her go. They stayed at home for a day and discussed what they would buy back home. They all had storage space and it was easy to carry things. In the evening, Catherine stayed, and now she felt a little uneasy, maybe because she knew what would happen next. On the other side, Yuan Changqing was originally ready to wait, but Wang Yuyan kicked him out. Then, Yuan Changqing pushed open the door and came to Catherine's room. Seeing Catherine's golden hair, delicate face, tall figure, and curves, I immediately felt my blood boil. Catherine was wearing a looming gauze dress, which aroused his primitive desire. Yuan Changqing just stared blankly, and Catherine's face turned red. Brother Evergreen. Catherine whispered. Hearing the sound, Yuan Changqing came to his senses, stepped forward and hugged Catherine. I love you, Catherine. I love you too and I'm yours now. After hearing the response, Yuan Changqing kissed him directly, and then the whole room was filled with joy. As if spring had arrived, a high-pitched singing sounded in the room, playing the most primitive music of mankind. The next day, Yuan Changqing woke up refreshed and early, humming unknown music, obviously in a good mood, because Catherine had just experienced human affairs. Although she was already the sole emperor, she still had some difficulty in moving, so she took another day off. After a day's rest, Catherine was much better, and now she exuded even more charisma. Maybe this is the transformation from a girl to a young woman. The three of them headed towards Tiando City together. After Yuan Changqing bought the gifts he needed, he also bought some jewelry for the two of them, which made the two women very happy. The two women were holding his arms, one on the left and the other on the right. They were really envious of others, and the men around them looked at him with envy and jealousy. Why were these two beauties taken by him alone? If eyes could kill, Yuan Changqing might have been cut into pieces long ago. Blue's Silver Village. Yuan Changqing returned to his home in Lanyin Village again and brought back another wife. Yuan Changqing's mother was so happy that she kept pulling Wang Yuyan and Catherine to talk. The grandparents are also smiling, and now the family is getting more prosperous. Catherine quickly integrated into their family, and the family was very friendly to her. Yuan Changqing also introduced his family members to Catherine one by one, and she also discovered that her boyfriend's family were very capable. In the evening, Yuan Changqing also lived with Catherine, and Wang Yuyan went with the child. Catherine looked confused and asked about Yuan Changqing's family. "Brother Changqing, how come your family is so strong?" "Haha, Catherine, are you confused?" "Yes, isn't your family's martial spirit blue silver grass? Why is everyone's spirit power so high? Let's start with our family. Do you know why our place is called Lanyin Village?" Catherine shook her head. Of course she didn't know this, but she was still very capable of being a compliment and matched Yuan Changqing's performance very well. Speak quickly, speak quickly. Seeing that you have such a desire for knowledge, I will tell you. Our family's martial spirit blue silver grass has been passed down from generation to generation, and each descendant can awaken the innate soul power. The specific reason is unknown to our family. Furthermore, Blue Silver Village was founded by our ancestors, and because the martial spirit is blue silver grass, it is called Blue Silver Village. In addition, because he is a soul master, he led his tribe to establish Blue Silver Village, and people from outside joined in, thus forming a new village. Catherine said, "Then there must be quite a few soul masters in your village." "That's not much. Although the villagers are all members of our family, we don't even know how far apart they are. Moreover, we are the ones who have soul power. There are very few others who can awaken their soul power. Some of them married outsiders or later joined our village." Chapter 24 Conjecture about Mutated Martial Spirit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Catherine said, "Then your family is quite legendary. I didn't expect that a useless martial spirit like Lan Yin Chao could be passed down from generation to generation and could still be practiced. Ha ha ha, I also find it incredible, especially when I know that it is basically impossible for Lan Yin Chao to have innate soul power." Yuan Changqing added, "As for why my family is like this, our family still doesn't know. There were no masters in our ancestors in the past. They basically spent their whole lives in level 20 or 30. Now, how can your family practice so fast?" Yuan Changqing chuckled and said, "Then it depends on your performance tonight." "I hate it, tell me quickly, I'll reward you if you speak well." Catherine pinched Yuan Changqing. Hee, okay, let me tell you, you are my girlfriend now, and you can know some things, but not now. I will tell you after I tell Grandpa and the others tomorrow." Catherine looked disappointed, but she also knew that there must be a secret in it, so she didn't want to get too entangled. "Then your family is quite strong now." Yuan Changqing also sighed. "You also know that although I am using the strong attack system now, my attack power is only the same. My uncle is the strongest in my family now, but now that I have you, you are the strongest." "That's right, you don't even know who I am." Catherine said proudly. "I am the Soul King now. Maybe I am the weakest Soul King among the Soul Kings. It's okay, Brother Changqing, you are also the Soul King after all, my sister will protect you from now on, giggling. Okay, my dear Catherine, my husband will depend on you from now on. Catherine asked again, are your families all in the attack department? That's not true. The men in our family are in the attack system and the women are in the control system. Moreover, we have ancestral training that the target must be a soul master. This can ensure the inheritance of my family's martial arts to the greatest extent. That's true. The soul master families on Douluo Continent also pass on from generation to generation and gradually become stronger. Speaking of this, Yuan Changqing also made some discoveries after studying at Tiando Royal Academy. Catherine, didn't I read a lot of books from the school library? I also made some different research and discoveries. What discovery? How do you think those soul master families were inherited and developed from the very beginning? You must know that except for some powerful martial souls, other martial souls want to awaken their innate soul power. If there is no huge family, it is very likely that they will not have innate soul power. After hearing this, Catherine was also confused. Yes, how could they guarantee it? Then tell me about your research findings. Yuan Changqing said, I think there are two possibilities. The first is mutation, from a weak martial spirit to a powerful martial spirit. Second, it is continuous optimization to make Wuhun stronger and stronger from generation to generation. Brother Changqing, when it comes to mutation, it may mutate in a bad direction. What do you say? This is the same, but I also have some guesses. Let's discuss the mutation first. First of all, I also got a lot of inspiration from your martial spirit. Because the mutation is uncontrollable, being able to awaken the mutated martial spirit depends on luck. Also, the mutated martial soul may be the result of the combination of the martial souls of both parents. It can be seen from your martial soul that your parents' martial souls are both bird and animal martial souls. Your martial spirit combines the advantages of both martial arts and mutates in a better and stronger direction. Look at your brother's martial spirit. Although his martial spirit has not mutated, it has become stronger after all. This is also possible by combining some of the advantages of your parents' martial arts, but it is not as obvious as yours. Catherine thought for a while and said, if you didn't tell me, I really didn't pay attention. Is there any other reason? I don't know about this. It may also be achieved with the help of external forces, such as some natural and earthly treasures, but I think this is more like evolution. Catherine continued to ask, what about the bad mutations? I haven't seen any bad mutated martial arts spirits this time, but I think there are two possible reasons. The first point is that the martial soul levels of both parents are about the same, but the martial soul's attributes are different, such as water and fire attributes. This conflict caused the martial soul to fail to mutate. The second point is that because the martial soul is too strong, the physical quality of the awakened person cannot meet the conditions for awakening, causing the martial soul to fail to awaken, causing the martial soul to mutate, causing the martial soul to become a defective product. These are all my conjectures and have not been verified. Just listen to them. If it can be verified in the future, I will publish a book and let everyone in Douluo Continent know my name, ha ha ha. After hearing this, Catherine thought about it carefully and felt that his conjecture was quite reasonable and logical. Brother Changqing, I think your conjecture is very good and makes sense. Then you should study harder. Yuan Changqing said in his heart, of course it makes sense. The novels written by Douluo fans that he read in his previous life had thoroughly studied these issues. He just used them for his own use. Thank you to those seniors. Okay, I'll wait for you to study this slowly. You haven't mentioned the second reason for inheriting the martial spirit yet, Yuan Changqing continued. The second reason involves the optimization of martial arts. Catherine, you also know that the martial arts we awaken have very obvious advantages and disadvantages, and the lower the level of the martial soul, the more obvious it is. That's true. Once those high-level martial spirits awaken, they are naturally capable of suppressing those low-level martial spirits. Catherine also lamented. So, when people add soul rings, they will use soul rings to supplement the advantages of martial souls. Do you know why? Of course it's to enhance the martial soul's ability. Are there other reasons? Catherine said without thinking. Ahem, you are right, but this is only one aspect. There is another aspect, some of which are somewhat similar to mutated martial arts spirits. Why are you connected to the mutated martial spirit again? Then let me ask you, if you were a fire attribute soul master, would you attach a water attribute soul beast soul ring? Of course not. These attributes conflict with each other. If you add a soul ring like this, isn't it just asking for death? That if he had a feather fan now, Yuan Changqing would be a dog-headed strategist, with a look of wisdom in his hands. So, let's see if this mutated martial spirit has two similar attributes that can be fused together, so that the martial spirit can mutate in a good direction, and vice versa. What you mean is that adding a soul ring makes the martial soul stronger. As long as the additional soul ring matches the attributes of the martial soul, the inherited martial soul will become stronger and slowly change the martial soul. This is what those soul master families can pass down. Reason. Of course, the characteristics of each martial spirit are different. This needs to be explored from generation to generation. With these theories, there is nothing to be afraid of, especially in my family and yours. Chapter 25 Conjecture about the development of Wuhun. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After hearing what Yuan Changqing said, Catherine was greatly shocked. She didn't expect that he was so talented. Could this be the reason why his family could practice so quickly? She didn't expect my man to be so capable, and her love for Yuan Changqing deepened when she looked at him. If Yuan Changqing knew that Catherine thought of him this way, he would definitely give her a thumbs up. Yuan Changqing said, Catherine, don't talk about what I said everywhere. You can talk to your family, but you must be careful not to tell them. Yes, I know, husband. Catherine replied sweetly. Although these are just theories of mine now, I think there won't be any big mistakes. I will compile a document for you when the time comes. Again, don't leak it. If my theory is correct and it is leaked, I will definitely be suppressed by those soul master families. Our current strength is not enough to deal with these forces, because this is the trump card for those soul master families to maintain their status in Douluo Continent. Catherine also knew at this time what to say and what not to say, as this could bring about disaster. I understand, husband, continue talking. Where did you just say that? Catherine said, the connection between the additional soul ring and the mutated martial soul. Oh, here, behind you are the three powerful men in the mainland, right? Of course you know this. As long as you are a soul master, I think there is no one who doesn't know it. Angel Douluo, the king of the sky, Haotian Douluo, the king of land, and Poseidon Douluo, the king of the ocean. Well, let's talk about Angel Douluo first. From the information we can understand, Angel Douluo's martial spirit angel is the only god-level martial spirit known in the mainland. According to the divine levels of Angel God and Poseidon, they are the same. Maybe Poseidon is stronger than Angel God, since few people in Douluo Continent have access to Poseidon Island, and there is a lack of information. Few people except those big forces know about the situation on Poseidon Island. Therefore, although Poseidon Douluo is very famous, everyone has only heard about it, and Poseidon Douluo's martial spirit should also be a god-level martial spirit. So everyone thinks that there is only one god-level martial spirit on the mainland. I know this too. After all, I have been wandering around the mainland for so many years. The angel martial spirit is considered the perfect martial spirit on Douluo Continent, and it is also a god-level martial spirit. So why can't it dominate Douluo Continent? It's true. It stands to reason that even if the Clear Sky Hammer is the most powerful martial spirit, it is only a super martial spirit, and there is still a gap between it and a god-level martial spirit. Yuan Changqing said, I think this has a lot to do with the soul ring. Poseidon Douluo is a sea soul master. I have never been in contact with him, so I won't say more. Let's talk about the angel martial spirit first. Although it is a god-level martial spirit, she also needs to attach a soul ring. Due to its perfection, attaching a soul ring to it is only for the soul skill and cannot make the martial spirit more powerful. As for the clear sky hammer spirit, although it is a super spirit, it is not perfect, so as long as a reasonable spirit ring is attached to it, it will become more powerful, which makes it strong enough to compete with the angel spirit. This reflects the importance of the soul ring to the martial spirit. As long as the compatibility with the martial spirit is high, the martial spirit can become stronger and more perfect. Look at the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex, the best beast martial spirit in the Douluo Continent. I heard that the spirit ring they attached requires a dragon beast with dragon blood. As long as a dragon has a trace of its bloodline among soul beasts, it is a relatively strong soul beast, but the blue electric Tyrannosaurus family is also a super martial soul, so they can compete with the clear sky hammer. But why don't the three powerful people in Douluo Continent have their own families? Although their families have title Douluo. If I can't think of anything unexpected, there are two main reasons. The first is that there are very few soul beasts with dragon blood among the soul beasts. Even if they exist, they are very rare. The second reason is that the soul rings cannot be more reasonable, or there is something wrong with their inheritance. Catherine said, "What's the problem?" Their family is considered a top sect, so there shouldn't be any problems. How should I put it? It should be said that there was no problem with the inheritance before, but it is not suitable now. Therefore, although their sect can still have title Douluo, it can no longer be compared with Haotian sect. Yuan Changqing asked again, "What kind of soul beast soul ring do you think is most suitable for the blue electric Tyrannosaurus?" Didn't you just say that, dragon beast? That's good, but the blue electric Tyrannosaurus Rex has the words electricity and dragon in it. The best soul beast soul ring is a dragon beast that also has thunder and lightning. But now even dragon beasts are basically dragon beasts with thin blood. So, their inheritance is problematic now. Catherine said, "It seems that you should be careful about the choice of soul rings and martial souls." Of course, I've just had my fill of mouth. I'm just guessing, maybe it's not the case. But we must choose the spirit ring carefully, even though there is great uncertainty when we hunt the spirit beast. Well, I understand. It seems that I must choose the subsequent soul rings carefully in the future, but please see if there are any problems with the soul rings I attached before. Then Kaisali told him about the spirit ring and spirit beast that he had previously attached. Not to mention, she made good choices, there were no major problems, and the attributes were consistent, although not all were bird soul beasts, but it's not bad to find one with suitable attributes, which is already very good for civilians like them. After all, hunting soul beasts is very dangerous, especially soul beasts that are more than 10,000 years old. Even the Haotian sect cannot perfectly hunt the soul beasts they want. Yes, although the soul ring you attached is not in the most perfect state, its attributes are also consistent, which is very good. Haha, that's right, you don't even know who picked it, but from now on, I'll have to rely on you to help me choose the additional soul rings for my martial soul. No problem, you are my wife now. If I don't help, who will? That at this point, they became bored again, talking to each other. Yuan Changqing said, "So, the choice of soul rings is more meaningful for low-level martial souls than for high-level martial souls, because it can make the martial soul stronger. Therefore, I prefer to call this an evolution of the martial soul, allowing the martial soul to evolve to a higher level, weakening the shortcomings of the martial soul, and thereby expanding the advantages. This is the result of my constant thinking and conjecture since I started studying. It is also the result of going to Qindo Royal Academy to be a teacher and reading books in the library in the past 2 years." Catherine suddenly understood and said, "No wonder you have been running to the library whenever you have free time in the past 2 years. It seems that your achievements today did not come out of thin air. If you can continue to study in depth now, you will definitely become a theoretical master in the Soul Master world in the future." Hearing the master, Yuan Changqing thought of the plagiarism master Yu Shaojiang, who should have been born now. Chapter 26. Just a few words. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Since this is a newcomer's work and I have little experience, I would like to thank the book friends who have paid attention to my work and thank you for raising questions. Sometimes it comes in as you write it, so pay more attention and make corrections when writing the following content. Finally, please recommend it to all book friends. Thank you again. Chapter 27: The Function of Soul Ring. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Yuan Changqing said, "It's okay to be a master. I don't want to be in the limelight. After all, if a tree is as beautiful as a tree, the wind will destroy it. It's better to let people in the future take the role." That's right. Strength is the foundation in Douluo Continent. Those false reputations are just the icing on the cake for the strong. However, when it comes to theoretical knowledge, I also summarized it from the experience of previous people, and added some of my own conjectures. In the final analysis, these are a hope for martial souls with low innate soul power, but they have not been verified. Moreover, even if it succeeds, this is a family's heritage and cannot be passed on easily. So, you have to explain what I said to your family clearly. It is best to swear it with your martial spirit. This will make the impression more profound and remember it all the time. Well, I understand. I also know the seriousness of the matter, but I think even if what you said has not been verified, I still believe that these theories are correct. This can allow my family to develop better. Catherine thought for a while and then said, "I think it would be best if you tell my dad directly next time you go to my house. This will also allow them to see how talented you are." "Okay, just let your parents see what your husband and I are like." Yuan Changqing has no such idea about becoming a master. After all, people are selfish, and it is impossible to cause disaster just because of this. It can be seen from Yu Shaojiang that what he published is basically common sense. Therefore, those families or sects on the mainland, for the sake of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family, did not take too much care. After all, these things are taught in schools. If it had been anyone else, he wouldn't have known when he died. Moreover, Yu Shaojiang expressed his own thoughts, which were all imaginary and had no verification at all. Don't think that everyone in Douluo Continent is an idiot, but you are the only smart person, because the martial arts in Douluo Continent have been developed for so many years, it is impossible that they have not been verified, so when his stuff was published, many people were laughing at it. Only those who don't have access will take it as a guide, but for those who have access to this knowledge, it is a bag of poison. There are also those forces that deliberately allow these theories to spread in order to stabilize their own status, but then he got lucky and accepted Tang San as his disciple. Tang San verified his idea, and he thought his theory was correct. However, what he didn't know was that Tang San was not only the son of the world in this world, but his blue-silver grass martial spirit was not simply blue-silver grass, it was the blue-silver emperor, the royal family in the blue-silver grass, who randomly arranged soul rings for Tang San. If it weren't for the blue-silver emperor's strong origins, and if Tang Hao took him to the blue-silver king to help him awaken the blue-silver emperor's bloodline, he would probably his blue-silver grass martial spirit has long since expired. Haven't you seen that Tang San seldom used blue-silver grass in the later period? Coupled with the fact that Tang San later became a god, Yu Shaojiang became more famous and resounded throughout the mainland. This also made Shrek Academy later become a concentration camp for the powerful in Douluo Continent. After the Wuhun Palace was destroyed, the materials in the Wuhun Palace were also divided up, which laid the foundation for the subsequent strong rise of Shrek Academy. Even so, Shrek rarely promoted Yu Shaojiang's theories later on, because they also knew that many of those theories were unreasonable. And about Tang San, after he awakened his martial soul, he was innately full of soul power. If he hadn't had twin martial souls, it would have been great to be able to cultivate to the level of a title Douluo, innately full of soul power, such a genius. Even without Yu Shaojiang's teachings, he is still a genius. Didn't you see that Tang San didn't take him with him after he became a god? It was because later Tang San also knew how ridiculous Yu Shaojiang's theories were. Otherwise, with his respect for teachers, how could he take Yu Shaojiang to the god realm? After all, Tang San was still very selfish. As long as the other party did something detrimental to him, the other party would have a way to kill him. Therefore, in the end, he simply stopped taking Yu Shaojiang to the god realm, and even cheated his apprentice. Although he was concerned that he was his teacher, he would not do him any good. Dugu Bo's help to Tang San can be said to be the greatest in Douluo Continent, but in the end, he didn't even get a hair, let alone Yu Xiaojiang who cheated him. In fact, the most correct way to use the blue-silver grass martial soul is to attach all the soul rings of plant-type soul beasts. Only in this way can the blue-silver grass take advantage of its vitality. Therefore, Master, let it be done by Yu Xiaojiang, Yuan Changqing said. If you want to talk about theoretical knowledge on the mainland, you still have to look at Wuhun Palace. They are the most comprehensive in Douluo Continent. Yes, the Wuhun Palace is the longest-standing force on the Douluo Continent, and their research on Wuhun can be said to be the most complete. Catherine also said. However, these are the top secrets of Wuhun Palace. Even the people in Wuhun Palace may not have access to them. Yeah, let alone people outside Wuhun Palace, don't even think about it unless you join Wuhun Palace. Haha, Catherine, you think too simply. Although the major schools on Douluo Continent have collected a lot of them, these are generally known on the mainland. There are also some notes of casual cultivators and some things in the ruins. Which family wouldn't hide the really useful things? So, only the core personnel can see the real secrets, and others may also be able to see the open part of Wuhun Palace. Catherine also thought about it, maybe she just didn't think much about it. In addition to the open ones in our school, the royal family also has another library, Yuan Changqing affirmed, that's for sure, otherwise you would still imagine that the school library allows you to read at will. You know, even the school library is only for internal personnel to read. Do you think it is open to the outside world? Haha, that's right. After all, the books in the library are also very high quality. Of course, it has the level. This is not the facade of an empire. After all, it is a royal academy. Books in any high-end academy are also very precious and difficult for ordinary people to access. Unless you are a teacher or a student, you can see these, but you cannot see the most important ones. This is also the foundation of every force. If it is publicized to the whole continent, then everyone will be a master of theory. This is also the reason why in the future, although Yu Xiaojiang is a member of the Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus Rex family and he hates the Blue Electric Tyrannosaurus Rex family, he will not publish the core things. In Yu Xiaojiang's heart, he still thinks that he is a member of the family. The information he obtained from Wuhun Palace was compiled and published, and became his own. Didn't he just want to return to the family and let the family recognize him? Okay, let's not talk anymore, dear Catherine, let's go to bed quickly. The last thing to do is to enjoy yourself while the night is short. I hate it, please slow down. Chapter 28 Secret. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sun was shining brightly, illuminating the earth, and the villagers of Lanin village started a new day with the sound of roosters crowing. Yuan Changqing's family also sat around the living room and began to enjoy breakfast. Although it was simple, it seemed warm. Now Catherine is considered a member of their family, just waiting for the two to complete the wedding. Therefore, after eating breakfast, Yuan Changqing told his grandfather and others about Catherine, and his grandfather agreed. There is a big room deep in Yuan Changqing's home. This is the room where his family worships their ancestors. After entering the house, you can see the memorial tablets of family ancestors in the middle of the house. Yuan Changqing's family walked in one after another, because whenever something big happens, they will come here to solve it. Grandpa Yuan Tao stepped forward and said, now that we have a new member in our family, there are some things we can let Catherine know. Now let's worship our ancestors first and then talk. Everyone began to worship their ancestors in order according to their age. After the worship, Grandpa stood at the top. Catherine, although you and Changqing are not married yet, our family doesn't have so many rules, and everyone approves of you very much. Catherine's, thank you, Grandpa, and thank you all for your trust. Yuan Changqing's family members also had smiles on their faces and looked at her very much. Okay, now let's get down to business. Catherine, you also know some things about our family. Maybe you don't know the details. You can ask Changqing yourself about these. I won't say more here. Grandpa said simply. Okay, Grandpa, I understand. Then what follows is the biggest secret of our family, so if you want to know it, you need to swear on your own martial spirit. Yuan Changqing then told Catherine, Catherine, everyone in the family will have to go through this. As long as you awaken the martial spirit, you must swear to the martial spirit. You also know that some things will be fatal if exposed. It's okay, I understand. If you can tell me this now, you treat me as a family member. I'm very happy too. Then Grandpa told Catherine about the family's martial arts, and Catherine swore an oath with her martial arts in front of everyone. Grandpa said, okay, Changqing, you can pass on the skills to Catherine, and you can also tell Catherine about the situation at home. Okay, Grandpa, I understand. Afterwards, everyone left the ancestral house and went to do their own things. Yuan Changqing took Catherine and Wang Yuyan back to his room. Catherine, now I will pass on our family's inherited technique, Eternal Spring Technique, to you, and also 5 animals. Please slow down and learn it with Yuyan. So, Yuan Changqing explained to her the first 7 levels of Changqing Ju step by step. After Catherine memorized everything, he began to teach her how to do it. When Catherine learned it, she could perform the exercises smoothly. Catherine, you are still a beginner. If you don't understand something, you should ask it immediately. Our technique is still very different from the techniques on Douluo Continent. So, if you don't understand, just ask. If you practice it forcefully, it will be dangerous. In the worst case, your life will be damaged, and in the worst case, your soul will be destroyed. When you usually practice, recite the mantra silently before practicing, and wait until your mood calms down before starting to practice. Yuan Changqing told Catherine some of the precautions for cultivation, fearing that she would not understand and cause an irreversible situation. I know, I will pay attention, don't worry. Wang Yuyan also said, Sister Catherine, from now on we will practice together. If you don't understand anything, you can ask me. Thank you, Sister Yuyan, you are so kind. Yuan Changqing said, well, that's right, you can also ask Yuyan, and you will practice together in the future, so that we can take care of beginners like you. Also, you should study 5 animal plays carefully. The bird plays and it may be of some unexpected help to you. Catherine was also looking forward to it and said, what help can I get? You need to feel it yourself, because I can't tell you the specifics, but my uncle feels it very clearly. If you can't feel it, you can ask my uncle for advice later. Okay, that's all. Although I don't know, I have some guesses, maybe it has something to do with martial spirits. Your martial spirits are all bird martial spirits. Yes, I understand. I will learn from Sister Yuyan seriously. Yuan Changqing said again, okay, then I will tell you some things about my family. I also told you some things about my family last night, but there were some things that I couldn't say at the time. You know what happened now? Catherine said, well, I know, after all, this is a family secret and cannot be revealed casually. Seeing that Catherine understood the general situation so well, Yuan Changqing released his martial soul, and saw 2 yellow, 2 purple and 1 black soul rings entwined on the blue-silver grass. This was the best configuration of soul rings. Catherine, let's see what's different about my martial spirit. Catherine also observed his martial spirit seriously and felt that there was nothing different, because as long as a soul ring is attached, the martial soul will undergo some changes, just more or less. Catherine thought for a while and said, has she become stronger? Ha. Hearing what she said, Yuan Changqing was speechless, and Wang Yuyan even laughed. Okay, I won't let you guess here. The difference in my martial soul now is what I call evolution. Evolution? Is it the theory you told me last night about the choice of soul rings to make martial souls stronger? Catherine also reacted. Yes, you also know that there are blue-silver grass everywhere on Douluo Continent, and now my martial soul has a big change from the ordinary blue-silver grass. This is because the martial spirit has evolved. My current martial spirit has evolved twice. Catherine exclaimed, you have evolved twice. You are now the Soul King. Can you still evolve in the future? I don't know if it can still evolve, but the possibility is very high. Then how did you evolve? because of the soul ring. Yes, choosing the right soul ring can make the martial soul evolve, especially the low-level martial soul. But you also know that the innate soul power of low-level martial arts is low and it is difficult to cultivate, so this situation is rare in our family. This is also because our family's ancestral skills can be realized, so you can think of the important reasons. Hiss. Catherine did not expect that Eternal Spring's secret was so powerful and terrifying. She also thought about the consequences if it were leaked. Don't worry, I will be careful. Even if you talk in your sleep, I will keep this secret. It's not that exaggerated. As long as we are strong, everything can be solved. Chapter 29 Development. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Yuan Changqing continued to talk to Catherine about his family's situation. Catherine, the martial soul you see now is what I looked like after evolving twice. Furthermore, blue silver grass is recognized as a useless martial spirit in Douluo Continent, so as long as the attached spirit ring is selected and matched, it will make the origin of the martial spirit stronger. As long as it reaches a certain point, it will evolve to the next stage. Let me just say this briefly. I divided it into 4 stages: blue silver general, blue silver marquis, blue silver king, blue silver emperor. I am now at the blue silver marquis stage. Catherine calmed down and said, "Are the rest of your family the same as you?" That's not all. Grandpa and Grandma missed the first optimal stage of evolution, so now they are still blue silver generals. Now in my family, my sister-in-law and I are the only ones who have evolved to blue silver marquis, and my parents are also fast. Catherine added, "Then do you think my martial spirit can evolve?" Your current martial spirit is a top-level martial spirit. It is too difficult to evolve. Unless you encounter some adventure, it will be very difficult. Generally speaking, the higher the level of martial souls, the more difficult it is for them to evolve, because they are already at a very high level, and the conditions required to evolve are too difficult. So, it's easier to only have low-level spirits, but you also have to choose the right spirit ring, otherwise it's all in vain. Also, haven't you noticed that the Soul Master world on Douluo Continent has formed a fixed structure? That is because it is difficult for low-level martial arts to develop because they have difficulty cultivating. Therefore, the entire continent has reached its current situation. Through what Yuan Changqing said, Catherine discovered how difficult it is for those low-level martial arts to evolve, because no matter how hard you practice, you can't break through. Catherine thought of her parents' house and asked, "What do you think of my parents?" Yuan Changqing also thought about it and said, "To be able to achieve the optimal condition for evolving a martial soul, it is the choice of a mid-level martial soul for a soul ring. As long as generations of research are carried out, the martial soul will definitely be changed. Therefore, your family still has great hope. That's not bad. When the time comes, you can come to my house to help my dad and my brother and analyze it for them." "Okay, I've said everything that needs to be said. You can study seriously next." "Well, okay, sir." After briefly telling Catherine the family secret, Yuan Changqing also began to think about the development of the family. "We cannot stay in the village like this all the time, especially young people. When the time comes, I can ask my sister-in-law and the others to go out too. It doesn't have to be far, just in Soto City, so that they can take care of the family." So, that night, Yuan Changqing expressed his thoughts. "Grandpa, aren't we making wine at home now? I think we can open a shop or something in Soto City, and let my sister-in-law and uncle take care of it then." After everyone heard Yuan Changqing's proposal, they thought it was okay. "If the family wants to develop in the future, it will be inseparable from money," Grandpa said. "That's okay. This can also help the development of the village. When the time comes, let your sister-in-law and the others go." Everyone hurriedly pooled their efforts to discuss how big a store should be opened, and that it could not just sell wine, but also do other things. Finally, after some discussion, everyone agreed that in addition to the wine shop, they would also open an agricultural and sideline product store to collect grain. These are all things that can be used to make wine, so that wine can also be diversified. "We also need to build a large winery in the village," hire some villagers to work in the winery, and encourage them to grow fruits, which can promote the development of the village. Catherine also said, when I return to Tiando City, I will also bring some wine back. I can sell it in my hotel. If customers like it, they can also purchase it from here. The happiest person is my sister-in-law. She has long wanted to go out and have a look. When Grandpa saw her look, he also gave instructions. You're happy, but you can't let her practice fall behind. Xiaofan, you have to supervise her. Yi Xiaofan smiled and said, don't worry, Dad, we also know the importance, and I will supervise Ling Long. Ha ha ha. Everyone also laughed heartily. In this way, the next day, the whole family started to get busy, each going to prepare the things to be prepared and do the preliminary work first. My sister-in-law and several other young women went to Soto City to look for a suitable shop. Maybe my sister-in-law also stayed in Lanning village for too long, so she couldn't wait to leave for Soto City. However, after thinking about it, I understand that my sister-in-law has an out-of-touch temperament. Ever since she graduated from junior college, she has returned to Blue Silver Village and only occasionally goes to Soto City. The farthest place might be to go to the Star Doe Forest to hunt soul beasts. Now he can stay in Soto City permanently, which is better than staying in Blue Silver Village all the time. However, she also knew her situation. Strength determined her and she had no choice. Although her younger uncle was good in strength, they had concerns when they had a child. I gave up going out and stayed in Lanning village peacefully. My uncle was also a loner in the past and had no intention of wandering around. Although he has the strength of the Soul Emperor, he is still weak outside. Now his wife and children are on the hot bed. Isn't this delicious? Yuan Changqing is also busy with everyone now. He doesn't need his help in making wine, but he can do other things. His knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine has never been put to use before, but now he can finally put it to use, coupled with some of the herbal knowledge he learned on the Douluo Continent, combined with the knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine from his previous life. He also developed several medicinal wine formulas, using wine brewed at home. Some purchased medicinal materials, soul beast bones, and some special ores. I made a batch of medicinal wine and waited until the medicinal effect began to take effect to see how effective the wine was. If possible, it can be used as its own signature product, not to enhance competitiveness. After a period of busy work, all preparations were done, and most of the family's funds were consumed. The purchase of various materials and stores in Soto City is almost draining the family's wealth, but everyone feels that it is good to have these now, and when the development develops, they can double their income. Besides, the family is now at its strongest, with 2 soul emperors, 4 soul kings, and 3 soul sects. Even if they are younger, if there are blind people looking for trouble, it's enough to drink a pot. If we wait a few more years, there will be soul saints in the family, and there will also be more soul emperors and soul kings. It would be nice if they didn't cause trouble for others then. During this time at home, I was busy and fulfilled, and my business was on track. Not long after it opened, there were really some unscrupulous people looking for trouble. Chapter 30 Counterattack. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It seems that no matter which world it is in, its rules are always the same. The weak eat the strong. This is even more obvious in this fantasy world. This is a world where great power belongs to oneself. As long as you have a big fist, you can be the rule maker. The brewery in Blue Silver Village has started producing, and 2 shops in Soto City have also opened, and business is slowly getting back on track. Yuan Changqing's vacation is almost over, and they are preparing to return to Tiando City to start preparations for the new semester. However, there are some blind people who, relying on some strength, find his way to the head. If they are not defeated at once, trouble will definitely come. One after another in the future, through Yuan Changqing's investigation, they found out that the person who was causing trouble for his store was a fairly powerful gang in Soto City. Usually this gang relies on its strength and specializes in bullying those small traders who have no strength. They use the excuse of collecting protection fees to make the small traders pay. If you don't pay, they will stab you in the back and beat you. As long as you are not caught red-handed, you will consider yourself unlucky. You have no evidence, and the city lord's palace has nothing to do. You just received a warning from the city lord's palace. They are also smart, and they attack selectively. They do not touch the properties of powerful or noble people, but only select small traders with no background, and there are several such gangs in Soto City. As long as you don't make Soto City angry and resentful, those officials will be invisible. The money collected by these gangs is also measured, and they will not let anyone lose profits. In order not to bring trouble on themselves, the small traders grit their teeth and endure it. Also, even the nobles will benefit from this. Those officials are all nobles, so they look down on these common people. This time I saw a new store opening. After making inquiries, I found out that it was owned by civilians and the business was pretty good, so I started to collect protection fees. A few gangsters came to the store and asked my sister-in-law, "Which of you is the boss? Come out and we'll find him if we have anything to do." Hearing this arrogant tone, my sister-in-law knew that the person coming was evil. What's wrong, what do you want from me?" "That's fine. You just came here. If you don't know the rules, we won't hold you accountable. Just pay this month's security fee." "Why don't I know about security fees?" "Who are you? You don't need to know who we are. Each store has 2 gold soul coins every month. You have 2, a total of 4 gold soul coins. Please pay it quickly." My sister-in-law was not someone to be trifled with, and said, "If you don't explain clearly, why should I hand it over? Anyway, I've informed you that if you don't hand it over, someone will come to you and ask for it." After the gangster finished speaking, he left. At this time, when people from the nearby store saw that he was leaving, they came over and told my sister-in-law some unspoken rules in the city. After my sister-in-law and uncle returned to Lanin village in the evening, they talked about what happened today. After everyone discussed it, they decided to see it first before talking about it. A few days later, nothing happened, and those people didn't come to cause trouble. Yuan Changqing and the others got some news in the past few days. I felt that those people must be planning something, so they all became more vigilant. Sure enough, when my sister-in-law and the others returned to their residence in the city, a group of people surrounded my sister-in-law and uncle in a remote place. "This beautiful young lady, now I am here to collect your security fee in person. Do you want to pay it or not?" A man who looked like a leader said slowly. My sister-in-law said, "You are that bullshit gang, people who specialize in sucking the hard-earned money of us civilians. So what, don't think about running away today. You have to pay the money if you don't want to, but now you not only have to pay it, but you also have to play with the elders before it's over." After Yi Xiaofan heard this, he was also furious and took action directly. "Ling Long, if you want to talk nonsense to them, you must first defeat them and then talk." The 4th soul skill, fire feathers fill the sky. Swishing large pieces of burning flame feathers flew towards those gangsters. "Ah, it's the Soul Emperor. It's over, run away." Seeing Yi Xiaofan's 6 soul rings, the gangsters knew that they had offended someone they should not offend, so they all started to run away. The 4th soul skill, Diamond Lock. The 5th soul skill, Blue Silver Bite. In the small courtyard where my sister-in-law and the others lived, she looked at a group of people who were tied up. My sister-in-law said to Yuan Changqing, "Changqing, what to do with them, or kill them all?" "Spare my life, young master. Spare my life." There were calls for mercy. Yuan Changqing said, "Seal their soul power first, and we will talk about it later." Then everyone sealed the souls of these people one by one and threw them into the room where the debris was piled. The house my sister-in-law and the others rented was in a small courtyard, and the space was very generous. Everyone came to the living room. Yuan Changqing said, "This time, we will eradicate this gang at once to deter other forces, otherwise trouble will come again in the future." My uncle said, "Yes, although we are not worried about trouble for the time being, if we don't clean up this time, we are afraid that trouble will continue and we will not be able to develop with peace of mind." "Okay, we will interrogate the leader later to see what their specific situation is. Then my uncle, Catherine, and I will go directly to their lair and stew in one pot. As for the people here, deal with them directly and throw them outside the city. We will also see blood." Later, Yuan Changqing and the others interrogated the leader. Maybe they had lived in peace for too long and were very afraid of death. He told the situation of their gang in a crackling voice, and then he was of no use anymore. Yuan Changqing killed him directly, and the others were also killed by his uncle and the others. The strongest person in this gang is the high-level Soul King, who is the gang leader, and the rest are low-level Soul Masters and ordinary people. Late at night, in a large courtyard in the west area of Soto City, 4 people appeared outside. They were Yuan Changqing, Yuan Linglong, Yi Xiaofan, and Catherine. After they entered the compound, they didn't waste any time and took action directly to deal with the sentry. Then they looked for other targets, working in pairs, and the little shrimps were easily dealt with, but they still made some noise. Some of those with strength at the soul sect level were still a bit resistant, so their gang leaders also discovered that something was wrong. When he saw Yuan Changqing and others coming in and killing people, he shouted angrily, "Who are you? How dare you come to our Black Tiger gang to cause trouble?" Yuan Changqing and the others don't talk much, because they can easily be killed if they talk too much. Hehe. You don't care who we are, you messed with people you shouldn't mess with, and you guys are scum. Today is the day you die. After saying that, Yuan Changqing and the others started directly. Kill. The 4th soul skill, Blade Storm. The 4th soul skill, Diamond Lock. The 4th soul skill, Fire Feathers Fill the Sky. The 3rd soul skill, Golden Eagle Claw Shadow. After the opponent saw the attack, he quickly summoned his martial soul and began to fight with all his strength. Today, 2 soul emperors and 2 soul kings appeared. The 3rd soul skill, the Body of the Black Tiger. The 4th soul skill, the Black Tiger takes out the heart.